we got married, there were a lot of trials that we went through as far as communicating and, you know, what's a big deal and what's not a big deal. I think that's part of it, is some of the stuff she thinks is a big deal, I don't. So we're, you know, finding a happy medium on that, especially with raising the kids. You know, she's with them all day long, and I'll come home after a stressful day at work sometimes, and got to remember that, you know, she hasn't been sitting at home eating bonbons. She's probably been working harder than I have. So the communication there, as far as coming home, it's something that I look at that might not be that big of a deal. It's probably a pretty big deal because she's been trying it 13 times that day. Peanut, love you.
I wrote the same thing, that it was before we got married. It was when we had the biggest trials. Like, we were like hashing it out a little bit, you know. I mean, not yelling at each other ever, but like crying sessions and just heated talks to try, because we were still trying so hard to figure out how to communicate with each other from such two different personalities. But after marriage, I thought about, it wasn't really a trial within our marriage, but when we had the cafe trial, to me that was a really growing experience in our marriage as well too, because I think I relied so much on you to always be happy and always make things better. And when you were going through that season where, I mean, everything was just being pounded on him, and so he was a little more irritated, a little more gloomy, and like not the fun person that I'm used to having in our house every day. Just realizing that it's not always about receiving from him, it's really about, you know, but still trying my best to keep a positive spirit in our home, that I can't always rely on him for that, that I need to, when he goes through hard times, I need to step it up. Even through the lows, you know, our marriage is going to stay strong, and I need to just work on my, you know, my part.
Now, when we have humbling spirits, obviously for us, we don't understand how a marriage can work without God in the middle of it to begin with. But does that mean our marriage is going to be rosy and perfect? No, of course not. We need to learn to communicate better. And that's what I've learned from being married to her, is that she's not one that needs everything fixed right away. I mean, there's times that she just flat out wants me to sit there and listen and just be there. I don't even need to answer. I don't need to come up with any resolutions. I just need to be there to support.
Show that you care.
Yeah. Yep.
He is by far the most selfless person that I know. He's just always there, and that's not just for me. That's not just for the kids. It's for anybody, really, like, that needs anything. He doesn't think twice about how convenient or inconvenient it's going to be for him. It's there. To me, as growing up as an only child, that is just so inspiring to me every day. I just want to have more of that part of him growing myself, because sometimes I'm just lazy. I'm just lazy, or I just think too much about my convenience, and so it's just such a great leader model in our home to have, that, you know, if somebody needs help them.
Well, and a lot of that is feasible because of our marriage. You know, because of, if something comes up that we need to do something, whether it's financially for somebody or help somebody, I know my kids are safe and protected because my wife is a phenomenal mother. For me, it's all about the family. I mean, it's all about growing our family, you know, what our family is going to be able to do for the world, what God has planned for our family. You know, all the way from the little things to who knows what he has planned, but it's, you know, bringing Sienna Lou home, you know, raising our kids now, our marriage, using our marriage as a light for his kingdom, for, you know, showing the world that, you know, life without God is just not life at all, you know. And then obviously getting the kids grown up and out of the house and seeing what they're going to do with their lives, you know.
And then taking that trip to Hawaii when they leave
exactly.
the house.
But then having that time, you know, specifically for us, to be able to enjoy us time like we're doing now. You know, every now and again we'll get away for a couple of days just for us time, which is very fruitful and
Important.
Charging and important for our marriage.
So far, 7 years, it's been amazing. I just can't, you know, imagine how it's going to get better, but I know it will, because that's just the kind of God we serve. Through our marriage, through how our children grow up, and through our family, just showing how good he is and all the blessings that come from putting Him first, and that all of this, just how we love our marriage, how we love our family, it's all because of God in the middle of it. And I always want our family to show that through, like you said, all the little things and in big ways if He has that in store for us. So that's what we look forward to.
I love you.
Thanks.